I don't know. We haven't even started the show yet. Good afternoon, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook. No matter where you are, we are live. And this is myself with Angelika. Guten Tag, Angelika.
Hallo, Steven.
Wie geht's?
Mir geht's gut. Und dir?
Mir auch. So welcome to the show, everybody. And we have a topic this week because it's Wimbledon week. And the topic is tennis.
Tennis. Yes. Okay. Purely because Stephen has been watching tennis all week. I haven't. I'm not interested in tennis, I have to admit. But just because I'm not interested in tennis doesn't mean anybody else isn't interested in tennis. And I'm sure there are lots of people who are learning German who are also interested in tennis. They may even feel guilty for having watched tennis so much and not having done any German. So we're going to rectify this now.
We certainly are. Certainly are. I mean, both Brits are out of the competition, but that doesn't mean that tennis doesn't have a use, especially now. Can you talk a bit about the site that you've been using?
I found a website which actually gives explanations about tennis in German and in reasonably easy German. When I say reasonably easy German, it's obviously aimed at Germans. The text is easier than Wikipedia. I had a look at Wikipedia on the German side for tennis, and that was all very technical stuff. So this site explains it reasonably easy. Even I understood the stuff that they were writing about, and but they give general explanations. Obviously, that has got nothing to do with Wimbledon, but they also do cover Wimbledon, and they have extra pages where they say which games are on when and where can you watch them and things like this.
Right. Okay. Now, this is the bit where I try to pronounce it, the German phrase, and then translate it. So I've got 8 phrases this week. And the first phrase that I've got is this one. And it is phrase 1, Tennisregeln für Anfänger einfach erklärt.
Tennisregeln, that was pretty good. Tennisregeln für Anfänger einfach erklärt. And that was the headline of one article.
Okay.
What does it mean?
I'm going to try and break this down. Tennis is the same in both languages, yes?
Yeah, it is.
Erklärt is clear? Made clear?
Well, made clear or explained, yes.
Okay. And Anfänger is what I am, which is a beginner. So, and Regeln, rules. Okay, I'm going to go for this. I'm trying my best here. So, tennis rules for beginners, simply explained.
Yes.
Or made clear.
That's what appealed to me, because I was looking at these tennis rules, and actually I understand a little bit more about tennis now, which I never have before, because I read the pages.
Right.
So we'll find out a little bit. Obviously, I haven't copied everything from there. There's far too much to read, but I picked a few things.
Okay, so second sentence. Again, I should read it out. Im Tennis gibt es ein Einzel, das Doppel und das Mixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I'm going to we'll take a flight with this because tennis is tennis. So in tennis, there are, and Doppel is doubles, mixed is mixed. So I'm going to say Einzel is singles. So
Exactly.
Singles, doubles, and mixed. Even though I worked that one out. So in tennis,
if you know a little bit about tennis, you can work that one out quite easily, can't you?
Indeed, yeah. So there's the original German and the translation into English. Okay, now sentence 3, a bit more complicated, but I'll try and read it. Beim Tennis gewinnt man, wenn man mehr Sätze als der Gegner gewinnt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you've got lots of double words there, haven't you? Beim Tennis gewinnt man, wenn man mehr Sätze als der Gegner gewinnt. So.
Right. In tennis, you win when Sätze. Was bedeutet Sätze?
Wow, this is a funny word, because you'll probably come across this one in a textbook fairly early on when you get instructions like lesen Sie die Sätze, because Sätze, well, in your German textbook would mean sentences. But of course, in this case here, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You win in tennis when you win what?
When you win the match. Win more. When you outscore your opponent and say good afternoon to Stephen. It's Wimbledon this week, Stephen. So we are talking about tennis, and we're looking at tennis phrases.
Mm-hmm. It's sets. Okay. Tennis Sätze here is sets and not sentences.
So in tennis, you win when you win more sets than your opponent.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now, the next phrase, Match, Satz und Spiel. Satz, we've just said, is sets. And we've heard it many a time this week. So I'm going to go for game, set and match.
Yeah. So Satz is singular, which is the set. Sätze was the sets, but exactly game, set and match, set and game.
Yeah, this is where we have a colloquial use and a literal use, because at Wimbledon this week they would have been saying game, set and match.
Yes,
because
the reason for that.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. You tell me why they would say game, set and match.
Well, the game has just ended. They've just won that one game. Mm-hmm. They have won that set, and that set gives them the match.
Yeah, the reason why they've got that, that again was a headline of the explanation. The match is the overall one, but in order to win the match, you have to win the sets, and in order to win the sets, you have to win the game, and that's what all the games, and that's why they've got it the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't the term they used at Wimbledon. It was the term they used to explain how the games go.
Right. Ah, right. Okay. So yes, right. So I think I've got that. So it's not a real world thing. It's a theoretical thing.
It was the explanation. Yes, I didn't see. That shows that I don't watch any tennis, because I didn't even click that they had it. It's not the wrong way round. It's the way they were explaining it. It was the right way round. But it wouldn't have been the term they used in a game that has been won, or in a match.
We've got that. So match, Satz and Spiel is match, set and game, or game, set and match. Right. Phrase 5. Ein Match zu gewinnen, muss man Sätze gewinnen. Okay.
So now you know why they started with match first. Match, Satz und Spiel, because they're now saying, ein Match zu gewinnen, muss man Sätze gewinnen.
To win a match, you must win sets.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's logical. I don't have a problem with that one because it's just logical, and you can't argue.
Well, and you understand, you know tennis. You're watching tennis anyway, so I mean, I wouldn't possibly recommend reading explanations about tennis in German if you are learning German and you don't know anything about tennis.
Right.
I had a slight advantage. At least I knew German, but I still don't know anything about tennis. Whereas if you know things about tennis, then all these sentences will make a lot more sense to you than they do to me.
Right. Okay. So the sentence was, mein Match zu gewinnen muss man Sätze gewinnen, and the translation is, to win a match, you have to win sets.
Yeah.
Okay. Phrase 6. I see we're going the other way around here, because phrase 6 is einen Satz zu gewinnen muss man Aufschlagspieler gewinnen.
Exactly. So we started with the big thing, the match, then the set, and now what happens to win a set? Einen Satz zu gewinnen muss man, now the Aufschlag is in brackets because tennis people would know what they're talking about, so they probably would only say muss man Spiele gewinnen. Yeah, but to make absolutely sure what type of Spiele we're talking about, we're saying Aufschlagspiele.
Right. Okay. So to win a set, you must win more games. And the translation you've got is serve.
Again, most of the times in English as well, we just talk about games. And
a comment from Stephen, Angelika, you're not missing much, not understanding tennis. Stephen, I tried to explain cricket the other day. I tried to explain cricket. We got lost in that. Although the one we do both understand is football, especially when England play Germany. And
I have to say about cricket, I was once told by somebody, foreigners don't need to understand it. And I'm very happy with that sentence because cricket is way beyond me. Tennis, well, cricket I'm also not interested in, but I'm not really interested in tennis either. So, but I do realize a lot of people are.
Indeed they are. Indeed they are. And all the people at Wimbledon hope you have a fine day. And may Federer win. That's all I'm going to say. So that's, I mean, Miss Federer would speak German, wouldn't he? Being Swiss.
I would have thought so, yes. You only ever hear them speak English, though, because their English is so good, isn't it?
True. Okay, now the next sentences you put in to test me, and I'm going to try my best. Es werden 250 Ballmädchen und Balljungs die CA, I don't know that, 54,000 Baller organisieren.
Yeah, that's now still from the same website, but that was from the page about Wimbledon and about Wimbledon 2017. And although I have to say I shortened this a little bit, it was a lot longer. You wouldn't be able to read it on the screen.
Yeah.
So es werden 250 Ballmädchen und Balljungs, sorry, die, now the CA, that's short for circa 54,000 Bälle organisieren.
So if I guessed at it, I would have got it right, because CA does stand for circa. Right, okay, it's the same word. Okay. Right, okay, let's try and translate this then. 250 is 250.
It's written down there.
Shush! They're not supposed to know that. I'm supposed to be translating this as we go. This is not going all well.
Well, 250 is still written as 250, just as it is in German as well.
Okay. There are 250 ball girls and boys and who deal with around or organise 54,000 balls. And there's the translation for you, just to confirm.
Yeah.
But I was trying my best, you see, to make this convincing, because I'm supposed to be translating it.
Well, you are, but when it says 250, I mean, I could have spelled it out. I could have actually written 250. But then 54,000, it would have given you even less space to write the sentence down.
Well, the sentence would have been that big. It would have been so big, it wouldn't have fit.
Probably not.
Right, okay. Well, if 54,000 wasn't enough, we come on to question 8. Die 39.000 Zuschauer werden wieder circa, that's something we've learnt today, 29 Flaschen Champagner und unzählige Erdbeeren verput.
Now, I'm wondering, did your screen run out of letters there and didn't put the last 3 in there? Because we're missing 3 letters. It should have been verputzen.
But I think we've broken it. I think
it's possible.
We've broken it. So verputzen then. Okay, yes. Let's take that as read. Okay, so are you going to read it for us, correcting me?
Well, yes, because although you said the first number right, die 39.000 Zuschauer werden wieder circa, and then you just put down 29. It's actually 29.000 Flaschen Champagner und unzählige Erdbeeren verputzen.
Precision's everything.
I think 29 bottles of champagne for 39,000 people is not
well,
enough.
It could have been. So 39,000 spectators, okay, watchers, will drink around 29,000 bottles of champagne and countless verput. And verput, this is not going well. It doesn't fit.
No, it didn't. It was.
And verputzen are. What we can tell everybody what verputzen are.
Verputzen means to polish off.
To polish off.
Actually, you've got the word putzen in there, which is to clean. Now, verputzen, obviously they're not cleaning the strawberries, but they're polishing them off, and the bottles of champagne.
Well, we got to the bottom of that one.
Oh, and I just realised the English text hasn't got it all either. So we've
broken the machine. Okay. We're going to have to choose shorter sentences in 2 weeks' time.
We'll have to make sure nobody drinks 29,000 bottles of champagne then.
Well, it won't be you and me.
No, definitely not. And Wimbledon will be finished as well by then.
Indeed.
So there you are.
And thank you, Stephen. I am the guinea pig and I am learning. Although I have given a speech in German, it has to be said, the other week. So I try my best. I get it right. Well, it's up to meine Lehrerin.
Oh, it's my fault now, is it?
No, I'm asking for your opinion, but we don't. This week, Angelika has been talking with help from me about tennis as it's Wimbledon week, and we've looked at, just to run through them again. Do you want to read them out properly? And I'll do the English.
Okay, Tennisregeln für Anfänger einfach erklärt.
Which is tennis rules for beginners simply explained. Phrase number 2 was:
Im Tennis gibt es das Einzel, das Doppel und das Mixed.
And I translated that correctly because it was easy to guess. In tennis there are singles, doubles and mixed matches. Phrase number 3.
Beim Tennis gewinnt man, wenn man mehr Sätze als der Gegner gewinnt.
Okay, and the answer, the translation of that was: in tennis you win when you win more sets than your opponent. Then we had a discussion about this one.
Yes, about match, Satz und Spiel. Although then at the games they probably would they Spiel, Satz und Match.
Indeed, because game, set and match would be the way it's used at Wimbledon this week. So match, set and game, literal translation. Game, set and match, idiomatic translation, possibly.
Well, no, the literal translation goes with the explanation in the article, not the game.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Right. Now, we've posted a link to the website in the chat if you want to take a look at that afterwards. Phrase 5.
Um ein Match zu gewinnen, muss man Sätze gewinnen.
To win a match, you have to win sets. Phrase 6.
Um einen Satz zu gewinnen, muss man Aufschlagspiele gewinnen.
Which translates as: to win a set, you have to win games. And you've got to win 6-4 or 7-5 or by 2 clear games. We know that. Number 7.
Es werden 250 Ballmädchen und Balljungs, die ca. 54.000 Bälle organisieren.
There will be 250 ball girls and ball boys who organise about 54,000 balls. And our final phrase, which Angelika's got to get right because I got it wrong.
Die 39.000 Zuschauer werden wieder ca. 29.000 Flaschen Champagner und unzählige Erdbeeren verputzen.
And the translation of that is the 39,000 spectators will again polish off approximately 29,000 bottles of champagne and countless strawberries. Which, apologies for the text being shortened there. And
yes.
Right. Okay. I take your point there. Angelika does have the decided advantage, Stephen, of being German. We have to remember that. We're Brits trying to speak in German. Angelika is a German who has perfect English, but also perfect German. So, with that said, Stephen, thank you for joining us. Angelika,
yes,
would you like to sign out for this week?
Well, that's it for this week then. I'll have to think of a new topic for in 2 weeks' time. Is anything going on? Oh, I don't know. We'll find out. Until then, it's tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Bis später. Gutes Wochenende, alles. Was that okay?
Schönes Wochenende.
Schönes Wochenende, alles. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye. But just because I'm not interested in tennis doesn't mean anybody else isn't interested in tennis. And I'm sure there are lots of people who are learning German who are also interested in tennis. They may even feel guilty for having watched tennis so much and not having done any German. So we're going to rectify this now.
We certainly are. Certainly are. I mean, both Brits are out of the competition, but that doesn't mean that tennis doesn't have a use, especially now. Can you talk a bit about the site that you've been using?
I found a website which actually gives explanations about tennis in German and in reasonably easy German. When I say reasonably easy,
I don't know. We haven't even started the show yet. Good afternoon, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook. No matter where you are, we are live. And this is myself with Angelika. Guten Tag, Angelika.
Hallo, Stephen.
Wie geht's?
Mir geht's gut. Und dir?
Mir auch. So welcome to the show, everybody. And we have a topic this week because it's Wimbledon week. And the topic is tennis.
Tennis. Yes. Okay. Purely because Stephen has been watching tennis all week. I haven't. I'm not interested in tennis, I have to admit. But
so I've got 8 phrases this week. And the first phrase that I've got is this one. And it is phrase 1, Tennisregeln für Anfänger einfach erklärt.
Tennisregeln, that was pretty good. Tennisregeln für Anfänger einfach erklärt. And that was the headline of one article.
Okay.
What does it mean?
I'm going to try and break this down. Tennis is the same in both languages, yes?
Yeah, it is.
Erklärt is clear? Made clear?
Well, made clear or explained, yes.
Okay. And Anfänger is what I am, which is a beginner. So, and Regeln, rules. Okay, I'm going to go for this. I'm trying my best here. So, tennis rules for beginners, simply explained.
Yes.
Or made clear.
That's what appealed to me, because I was looking at these tennis rules, and actually I understand a little bit more about tennis now, which I never have before, because I read the pages.
Right.
So we'll find out a little bit. Obviously, I haven't copied everything from there. There's far too much to read, but I picked a few things. The German, it's obviously aimed at Germans. The text is easier than Wikipedia. I had a look at Wikipedia on the German side for tennis, and that was all very technical stuff. So this site explains it reasonably easy. Even I understood the stuff that they were writing about, and but they give general explanations. Obviously, that has got nothing to do with Wimbledon, but they also do cover Wimbledon, and they have extra pages where they say which games are on when and where can you watch them and things like this.
Right. Okay. Now this is the bit where I try to pronounce it, the German phrase, and then translate it.